Hey Clover Kids, welcome to Artlet to Go February. For this Artlet to Go session, you will need your February Artlet to Go bag, the brown cardboard box that was with your Artlet to Go bag, your regular Artlet to Go bag, and if you have at home, you can grab some paper towels. You'll need 2 to 3 white sheets of paper and some water. So go ahead and grab those supplies quick. Now that you have all the supplies that you'll need for February's color creation, let's get started. So before we start, we're going to go through our words to know. So the first word to know is primary color. A primary color is one of the 3 colors, red, yellow, or blue, which can be mixed to make other colors. Our next word to know is secondary color. A secondary color is a color such as green, orange, or purple that is formed by mixing 2 primary colors. The last word is swatch. A swatch is a small piece of clothing that is used as a sample for choosing colors, fabric, etc. Now let's get started with the color experiment. For this experiment, you'll need your February Artlet to Go bag, 3 small plastic cups that are in the February Artlet to Go bag, a pipette, and the 3 tablets that are in a little bag. You'll also need some water, paper towels, and your paint tray that's in your regular Artlet to Go bag. Once you have all those supplies, we can get started. So the first thing we're going to do is carefully fill up those 3 plastic cups with water. They don't need to have a lot of water in them, just make sure they're at least half full. Once they're half full, we're going to take out each of those 3 tablets and place 1 tablet in front of each cup. Don't do anything with the tablets quite yet. Once you have all the supplies ready, we are going to take those tablets and put 1 tablet in each cup. So we're going to take the tablets and put a blue one in 1 cup, a yellow one in the other cup, and the red one in the last cup. When you put the tablets in the cups, what happens? A color starts to form. You can see the color growing brighter and brighter as it dissolves. You can see the red become more vibrant, the yellow and the blue become much more brighter. Once the colors fully dissolve, you'll see just how bright they can get. These colors, the red, blue, and the yellow, are the primary colors that we talked about in our words to know. So what happens when we mix those primary colors together? Let's find out! Now you're going to need to grab your regular Artlet to Go bag and grab the pipette out of that bag. You'll also need to grab your paint tray out of your regular Artlet to Go bag. You might also want some paper towels for this part. So once we have all those supplies, what we're going to do is we're going to take our pipette and slowly squeeze the top, that squishy part of the pipette, stick it into one of our colors. Let's do the red first. And slowly we're going to suck up that water from the red. Once we have that done, we're going to go over to our paint tray and just drop a couple drops of the red into one of the circles. So drop a couple drops into one of the circles. Then we're going to put the leftover red back into the red cup. Now we're going to go over to the yellow and do the exact same. Squeeze the top of that pipette and suck up some of the yellow water. And then we're going to go ahead and add that yellow, just a couple drops, right into our red to see what happens when we mix them. So we're going to do this a couple times. As you can see on the screen, we're going to mix red and yellow together in one tray, yellow and blue, and red and blue to see what we come up with. Then at the end, we can also mix all 3 of the colors together to see what that color turns out to be. So go ahead and do that. And then when we're done, we're going to clean up. So to clean up, we're going to take our pipette, and this part, we're going to mix all the colors back together. So we're going to take the pipette and do the same thing we did to take the water out of the cup, but we're going to do that in the tray and the circles, suck up that water, and then put it into any of the cups. We can mix all the water together now. And then once we're done cleaning up our tray, we're going to dump that water down the drain. Then we're going to move on to our next activity. Isn't it so fun to mix colors together to see what we come up with? Mixing those primary colors of red, blue, and yellow to get those secondary colors? That was so much fun. Now take a moment to pause the video and click on the link in the comments to listen to the book Mixed, A Colorful Story. This is also a book about mixing colors, those primary colors to get the secondary colors. Take a minute to listen to this awesome book. Now we're going to move on to the marble masterpiece. This part is going to get messy, so you're definitely going to need some paper towels. You'll also need that cardboard box that you had in your Artlet to Go bag, a white piece of paper, or maybe a couple, your paint tray, and the marbles that were in your February Artlet to Go bag. Go ahead and grab those supplies. If you haven't already done so, we're going to need to fold that cardboard box so that it is able to shut. So you might need an adult's help for this part, but take a second to make sure that cardboard box is folded. If you don't have this step done yet, that's okay. Just pause the video and take a second to ask for help to get that box folded. Once you have the box folded to where it can shut, take one white sheet of paper and set it in the center of the box. If it doesn't quite fit in the box, you might have to cut it or you can fold it. I forgot to mention this earlier, but you're also going to need those paints that are in your regular Artlet to Go bag. So once you have those, take some colors. You can pick as many or as little colors as you want, but you'll at least need two. Pick some of those colors and put the paint in your paint tray. Remember, you won't need a lot. Just a couple little dabs of paint will be fine. Won't need too much, so don't empty out the whole paint container into the tray. Just a couple little drops of paint will do. Once you have that done, you're going to grab those marbles that were in your February Artlet to Go bag and pick two colors to start. You're going to get messy on this part, so make sure you have those paper towels near. You're going to take one of the marbles and drop it in one of the paint colors. Then you're going to pick it up and put it in the box with your sheet of paper already in it. Set it somewhere on your sheet of paper. Then go back and drop the second marble in a different color. Then do the same thing. Pick it up out of the paint and drop it onto that white sheet of paper that's in your box. Then you're going to close the lid on your box and carefully shake that box around so the marbles are able to roll all over. After a couple seconds, you can lift the box lid open and you can either take those marbles out and dip them in the same color again, or you can pick two new colors to dip your marbles in. So if you use blue and pink the first time, you might want to use green and orange the next time. Or if you really like how the blue and the pink worked, then you can just use those two colors the entire time. After a couple seconds of rolling around in the box, the marbles will kind of run out of paint. So just open the lid on the box and dip those marbles in whatever colors you want, and keep doing that until your paper is completely full. Once it is full, it's going to look so awesome. Once we finish dipping the marbles into the paint and letting them roll around in the box, we are going to set our marbles in the center of the paint tray and open the lid on our box to see what our marble masterpiece looked like. As you can see in the picture, this was my marble masterpiece. So I used a bunch of different colors and let my marbles roll around a bunch of different times to make the painting look awesome. So once you are finished and you no longer want to have the marbles roll around in the box, we are going to open the lid on our box and leave that white piece of paper sit for a little bit just to make sure it really dries. We don't want to smudge our masterpiece after we just spent all that hard work on it. So just leave it in the box to dry. You can leave it overnight or for a couple hours to make sure it is fully dry so we don't have any smudges. Isn't that fun to roll around those marbles in the box to make a masterpiece? Now it's time for cleanup. Make sure you rinse out your paint tray and the marbles and leave that cardboard box with your marble masterpiece in it to dry overnight or for a couple hours. Once your masterpiece has dried, you can throw away that cardboard box. Thank you for joining us for February Artlet to Go. I hope you had so much fun doing the marble masterpiece and the color experiment. Make sure you email a picture of your marble masterpiece to me, Caitlin, at kpagel@iastate.edu. The pictures that you guys post or send me, I will post to our Facebook page for everyone to see what Clover Kids are up to this month. Be sure to join us in March for March Clover Kids. The dates for that are Thursday, March 11th and Tuesday, March 16th. You'll notice that you don't have a March Artlet to Go bag, and that is okay. I will be sending updates about that very soon, and we'll have some big surprises for March, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Bye.